Hi, my name is Brady Aiello, and I am a student here at Cuesta College majoring in electrical engineering. And I am here to offer some tips and tricks to help you succeed in physics here at Cuesta College, especially if you're taking it with Dr. Eichmeyer. My background in physics is a very convoluted one, but I started a couple years ago taking the first class, Physics 208A, and when I took that, I was taking a math class at the time and underestimated the difficulty of physics because of its easy algebra. And because of that, I failed the first test and ended up failing the class. The next semester, I took only physics and focused just on that because it's the only F that I ever received, and I desired to improve myself as much as I could. And when I retook it, I not only got a couple 100% on exams, but I outperformed everybody else in my class, and no one even came close to my understanding of the material or my points in the class. So if you're having trouble in this class, you're not alone, and there is a remedy for it. I've done really poorly myself, but I was able to recover and learn some tricks and how to succeed, and I'd like to pass those on to you. The first step is to come to class. You're in college now, and you don't have to come to class, and Eichmeyer doesn't take rules, so you can skip class the whole semester, and it's not going to directly affect your grade, but you will definitely see it on your exam scores. What you're going to miss out on is a lot of examples that are very similar to the test problems that you will be receiving. And they're also going to be really similar to your labs, your post-labs, your web assigns that you're going to get. So come to class. It's not very hard at all, and it's gonna get you in touch with what's probably going to be on the exams. Two, there's a lot of homework in this class, and most people don't want to do the homework, or they'll try a few problems because it's not collected. So there's not a whole lot of weight on your shoulders to turn anything in or to have homework done by a certain time, but you really do need to do it. A lot of the problems that are going to be on your quizzes, your exams, are going to come straight from the homework problems. So if you don't do those, you're not going to succeed. And I say twice, and that's a lot of homework, and I realize that's a huge load, but I also realize that if you're a student in this class, you have a copy of the PDF version of the book. You probably have a copy of the PDF version of the solutions manual as well. And if you just do these once and you're relying on the solutions manual, you'll be able to do them once, but you will not be able to remember how to do them on a test when you need to do them super quick. So do them at least twice so you know that you've memorized the method and you can produce the method to solve the problem at a moment's notice on a test. And thirdly, when solving a system, write systems of equations. So I have this mass pulley system over here, and you're going to learn how to solve this in the next video. This was the first problem on my first exam that I got, and it's a really popular problem. We'll go over how to set that up. But when people see this, they see something very simple that they want to put into one equation and go straight for the answer. You can't do that. This is not a math class. This is a physics class. And so you have to write equations for this block. You have to write equations for this block. You have to put them together. And it just takes a couple more steps, but it assures you that you will have the right answer. So don't rush to the answer. Take your time and set up systems of equations instead of just one. And fourthly, focus on setups, not algebra. I know in class there's a lot of really basic algebra, and what it did for me and what it did for a lot of students is give them a false sense of security, that the math is easy, so the class is going to be easy. I can solve that algebraic equation really easily, so I could do that on a test. But the problem is, you have to be able to set up the equations first. You have to be able to set up any problem that comes your way. And that's going to be the most difficult part of this class, is setting up a problem. If I gave you the equations for these two masses, I'm sure any one of you could solve it right away. You've had Physics 2A, you've had Calculus 265A, Math 265A here, so math is no problem for you at this point. But setting it up is what we're going to learn in physics. And focus on doing as many setups of problems as possible, because they're all going to be really similar with just different numbers thrown in there. So that's the most important thing. And finally, when you get an answer, ask, does this make sense? If I solve for an acceleration, say, of one of these masses, and I find that it's greater than the acceleration due to gravity, 9.81 meters per second squared, I know I've done something wrong, because this is not going to accelerate faster than gravity. It's going to be slower. And likewise, if I find that energy isn't conserved, or if I find that that I get different answers doing it different ways, I know something went wrong. If I have a ramp like so with a block that's sliding down a frictionless ramp right here, and I find that the acceleration of the block down the ramp is greater than that of gravity, I know I've just violated some laws of physics. So once you get your answer, ask, does it make sense? And all along the way, ask, is my force pointing in the right direction? That's really what it comes down to. So in does this make sense, I'm going to add under here too one more part that goes along with this. Draw diagrams. A lot of you are thinking you can do this stuff in your head because you can see it in your head, or because you've done a lot of math in your head. And there's a lot of people in physics who do math in their head, but if they're not drawing this out and seeing it visually and labeling everything, it can get really confusing. So draw yourself a really nice diagram, and we're gonna go through in our next video how to do that on a mass pulley system, how to draw a right diagram and label your forces correctly, and how to set up a system of equations to make it really easy. So once again, my name is Bray Aiello, and these are my tips and tricks for succeeding in physics here at Cuesta College.